in a living organism.
Yes, like the anything which is made up of carbon along with some other substances is organic, right? The main thing is carbon. And organic
Yeah,
molecules provide energy to drive the life processes, right? They
yeah,
and they provide raw material for the growth. Okay, in that we started our discussion on the there are carbohydrates, lipids, proteins, nucleic acids, right? The first thing
yeah,
is carbohydrates. We have already discussed that carbohydrates provide us instant energy, right? And
yeah.
what we discussed.
Um, proteins, carbohydrates,
No, about
and like
carbohydrates.
oh yeah, carbohydrates gives you like instant energy,
And what are the categories of carbohydrates?
like eggs, pasta.
No, types. If you have one unit of sugar, then what would it known as? One unit of
like
sugar.
uh,
Hmm.
monosaccharides, disaccharides,
Monosaccharide. Yeah, monosaccharide,
right, disaccharides,
disaccharide. Yes, and polysaccharide.
triosaccharides.
Yes. Okay. We also discussed that if you have a monosaccharide, can you break this monosaccharide?
Yes, you can break. No, you can't break monosaccharide
We cannot break monosaccharides. Why?
because it's only one unit.
Yeah, there is only one unit. That is the simplest unit. That's why you cannot break the monosaccharides. Okay. And yeah, and as well as we have discussed that monosaccharides are the main source of energy, right? They are the main source
Yeah.
of energy for our cells. And similarly, we have discussed the examples of monosaccharides in which we have discussed the glucose, fructose, galactose. These are monosaccharides, right?
Yes.
Okay, if you want to make a polysaccharide from a monosaccharide, what would you do?
You need to
Will
a
you
poly
remove water or will you add water?
to make what like polysaccharide to
Yes.
monosaccharide.
No. Polysaccharide from monosaccharide.
You need to add water.
You need to add water. How? If
No,
you will add
remove.
water, yeah, you need to remove
Remove.
water. Yes, yeah, because you are converting a monosaccharide into a polysaccharide, right?
Yes.
Okay. And there is hydrolysis, condensation. Okay. When there can be an hydrolysis, if you move from monosaccharide to polysaccharide, or if you convert from polysaccharide to monosaccharide, in which
When
condition?
you go from polysaccharide to monosaccharide.
Yes, exactly. And in polysaccharide, we discussed two examples, the starch and the glycogen. Okay, polysaccharide means there are many units, there are many sugar units combined together, and they both are made up of many thousands of glucose molecules, right?
Yes.
And okay, remember one more thing, that we can dissolve monosaccharides in water. Okay, they are easily they can be easily dissolved in water. Like the sugar, you can mix sugar in water easily. Very
Yes.
simple. But if you have a polysaccharide, polysaccharides are not solubilized in water. You can't solubilize them in water. Okay.
Yeah.
So polysaccharides are formed from many monosaccharide molecules. For example, starch and glycogen. They are two polysaccharides, both made of many thousands of glucose molecules. You see, starch and glucose, but they're saying that in both of these, there are many thousands of glucose molecules present. Okay.
Mhm.
Polysaccharides are insoluble, so they are good store of energy. Okay, but they mentioned that they're insoluble. It means in polysaccharide you can store sugar, right? You can store
Yeah.
sugar in the form of polysaccharide. And we have discussed about the cellulose. Can you tell me about the cellulose? What is cellulose?
Cellulose is in plants like what's it
Mm-hmm.
called? The like cell wall,
That the cell wall of the plant is made up of
cellulose.
cellulose. Yes, good. Okay. After this, we have discussed about the structure of the glucose as well, that there is C6H12 and O6, right?
Yeah.
You remember for the carbohydrate?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, then we have a discussion on the then we discussed disaccharide in which there was the lactose sugar, right? Polysaccharide
Yeah.
is this starch and glycogen. Okay, now we are going to discuss the lipids. Lipids are what? Lipids are basically they are liquid, the fats. Okay, they are fats which we intake. Like we intake oil or fats like butter, cheese,
Yeah.
and different type of oil like cooking oil. There is palm oil. So these are all they all come under the lipids category, right? So
Yeah.
lipids are formed by the condensation of three molecules of fatty acid. Okay, remember this thing that whenever you have a lipid, in the lipid there will be two things present. Okay, one thing is glycerol and the other thing is fatty acid chain, right?
Mhm.
What are the two things?
Uh, Fatty acids
Glycerol,
and
yes, three chains of fatty acid. You see this pink zigzag. This is
yeah,
one fatty acid chain. Okay, so you see how many fatty acid chain are there?
three.
Three, and this is glycerol. Glycerol,
Mm.
and this is another molecule. Okay, this is another type of alcohol molecule. So glycerol, when combined with fatty acid, they form a lipid. Okay. So if I ask you in the question that what is the composition of lipids, so you will tell me that there is one molecule of glycerol and three long chains. You will not say three molecules of fatty acid. These are not three molecules. These are three long chains, right? One
Yeah.
molecule of glycerol and three chains of fatty acids. They will combine together to form lipids, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. Now they have mentioned if you want to combine them, what you will do? Like these are simpler units and you are combining them to make a bigger unit. So what will be done? Will you add water or will you remove water?
You will like add
If you
water.
if you will add water, then it will further break, isn't it? How will it
Oh yeah,
connect?
yeah. So you have to dehydrate. You have
Yeah,
to
you have to
remove water.
remove. Yeah. That is known as dehydration or condensation. Okay, that is what? Condensation reaction.
Dehydration.
Yes, this one. You see, over here there is a combination. So how is this combination occur? The glycerol and fatty acid, they undergo condensation reaction. And due to this
Mhm.
condensation, there is a the lipid formation, right?
Mm. Oh, yes.
Okay. And if I say that I want fatty acid chains and glycerol from the lipid, what would I need?
The what?
If I want to separate it down, okay, to separate it into glycerol and three fatty acid
Yeah.
chain, will I add water to this or
You
will I
have to
remove?
add. You have to hydrolysis.
Yeah,
Add water.
yeah, we will do hydrolysis, right? Are you clear with this?
Yes. Yeah.
So now, okay, one more thing. You know how we have discussed about there is oil and there is fat. What is the difference between oil and fat?
I'm not sure.
No, physically, what difference you see in oil and ghee? You know ghee, desi ghee
Yeah. Yeah.
we use. Yeah, what difference you see
Yeah.
in oil and desi ghee?
Uh, like what's it called? Like fats are basically like a bit of solids,
Yes, yes,
and
exactly.
oil is like liquid.
Oil is always liquid, even though it in the winters it is liquid. But if you have ghee, that will be solid. Okay, normally it is
Yes.
solid, and winters it solidifies more. So there are two types of lipids. Okay, fats and oils.
Yes.
Okay, remember this thing that fats are, as you know, they are solid. It means in them there are all saturated. bonds present. Okay, saturated means all carbon carbon single bonds are there. Okay, let me draw this. Let me write this. Yeah, I'm saying when we talk about the fats like this. So if there are all the single bonds in between carbon carbon chain, then this will be known as fat. Okay, remember fats are what? They are saturated. Okay,
Yeah,
they are saturated in nature. They are
that's
saturated.
right.
Yes. While oils are unsaturated. It means if you want to make an oil, you need what? You need glycerol, this glycerol molecule, and you need three chains. Okay, and in these three chains, there will be a double bond at some position, right? Like this. So three chains, you
Yes.
need three chains like this. I have drawn a general formula. So for oil, you have double bond, right? You have double bond, or you can have
Yeah.
a single bond, both alternative double and single bond. But in saturated fatty acids, there are only single bonds present. Okay, I will show you the picture of saturated and unsaturated fatty acid. Oh, this is, yeah, over here. If you see the first one, this first chain, you this is double bond oxygen. Okay, this red one is oxygen. So with oxygen there
Mhm.
is double bond, but this all white, you see these white circles, these are carbons. Okay, all carbon carbon has what? Single bond. All the carbons have single bond.
Single bond.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you see such a chain in which all the carbon atoms have single bond, then this will make a fat. Remember this thing. And how can you
Hmm.
remember this? I memorize it by, fats are solid, right? They are solid
Yeah.
atomic measure. So S for solid and S for single bond. Okay? And S for
Mhm.
saturated, right?
Yeah.
Fats are saturated. Fats have fats are solid in nature. Fats have single bonds of carbon. Okay. All the carbons have single bond. Clear?
Yes.
Okay. If we go to the oils have double bond. And in double bond can be on any position. Like you see, these are single bonds, carbon, single bond, carbon, single bond, carbon, carbon. Over here there is a double bond. Okay. In this there is a double bond as well. So if you see such a structure, you don't have to mention this. This is the bond with oxygen. We are talking about the bond of carbon carbon. Okay. If you see whole chain of the fatty acid, and in this whole chain you see carbon carbon single bond. Okay, if you see carbon carbon single bond, then what you will say?
Hmm.
That this is a saturated fatty acid. Okay,
Saturated. Yeah.
yes. And if there is any double bond, carbon carbon double bond, okay, I'm not talking about oxygen. There is double bond with oxygen, so you cannot say that this is unsaturated. Why this is not unsaturated? Because carbon has all single bond. Okay, we have to check the carbon's bond. No matter with other element, whatever bond carbon is making, whether it is making three bonds, two bonds, this is not our concern. Our concern is to check carbon 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 single bonds, right? Carbon
Yeah.
carbon carbon carbon, right? Yes. Okay, then we have, yeah, oils. In oils, what I'm saying, that there can be carbon carbon double bond at any position, right? And how can you
Hmm.
remember? Simply you have to remember for fats. Fats are solid. It means they are saturated. It means they have single bond, right? And
Yeah.
oils, in the oils, we talk about oils. So oil will be what? There will be double bond or there will be triple
Yes.
bond, right? There can be a double bond or
Yeah.
there can be a triple bond. Single bond will be there, right? But there is an addition
Yes.
of double bond or triple bond, and they are unsaturated, right? Clear?
Hmm. Yes.
Okay. Let me show you one more picture of this. Yeah, if you see this and this one, this is what I'm saying, that in this, you see the first chain, this first chain, all the carbons have what? Single bond with other carbon atom. All the carbons have single bonds with carbon atom. So this is what? This is a saturated or unsaturated? Which fatty acid is this?
Saturated,
Yes. And what about this second one?
unsaturated.
Hmm. This is unsaturated. Okay. And in unsaturated fatty acid, you will see where there is a double bond, there is branching. Okay. It will tilt from that position. Your structure will tilt. So this is about the fats. Okay. Now they have mentioned
Yes.
one more difference. That if you see what they have mentioned at unsaturated fats, can you read this?
Yeah. Okay. Unsaturated fats. These are the fats that have a minimum of one
Wait a
double
minute.
bond in. Yeah,
I don't know what's happening in this. Yeah. Okay. Now.
okay, unsaturated fats. These are fats that have minimum of one double bond in the fatty acids.
It
Saturated
means
fats,
unsaturated will have at least, there will be single bonds, but
one
there will be at least one
double bond.
double bond. Yes. And
Yeah. Saturated fats. These are the fats that do not have any double bonds in the fatty acids.
hmm.
They
But
won't have. Okay. Like
yeah,
yeah.
there will be all single bonds. In the saturated, there will be all single bonds, all
All
single carbon bonds.
yes. Unsaturated as is at is liquid at room temperature, and unsaturated is solid at room temperature.
Hmm.
Yeah, and
You get this?
unsaturated.
That the
Yeah, yeah,
saturated are solid. Yes.
yes. Okay. Unsaturated plant or animal origin is plant material like seeds and nuts,
Hmm.
and saturated like mainly animal and but like some plants like
Yeah. You know
coconuts.
the leather of the animal and all these things. There are fats. You will get fats. But from the seeds and from the nuts, we get oil.
Yeah.
Okay, examples are these: olive oil, canola oil, sunflower oil, right? And the
Mm.
example of fats are what? Butter, meat,
Butter,
yeah, red
meat,
meat,
yeah, cheese.
cheese, and coconut.
Mm.
Effect on
Affects
cholesterol. Okay, you
cholesterol.
can tell me
Uh,
this in your own words. What can be the effect of unsaturated fatty acid or saturated and saturated?
Unsaturated is like it makes the cholesterol low.
Hmm.
Yeah, and
And
like
cholesterol unsaturated are, yes, they are oil. So there will
yeah,
be,
like it will help the cholesterol.
yes, it will help. What you're saying, help or held?
Help.
HELD,
HELP.
help.
Yeah.
Okay, okay. It will boost your cholesterol level. Okay. And
Yes.
what about saturated?
And saturated is like a bad type of cholesterol.
Hmm. This is a very bad type of cholesterol. And you know, when we are taking saturated fatty acids, they will be accumulated in our body. Okay. And there can be heart related diseases to us. There can be, our when we intake much more fats, that fats try to block our veins, block our arteries. Okay. This condition is
Yeah.
known as arteriosclerosis or erythrosclerosis. So in that, there is a chance of heart attack. That's why too much fats are not advisable. That's why doctor
Mm-hmm.
prefer not to take the more quantity. Okay. So this was
Yeah.
about the fats and lipids. Yeah. Okay. So you get this, that fats are solid at room temperature and oils are
Oil are what's it
mm,
called?
liquid.
Oils are liquid, yeah, at room temperature.
Yes. As a result, they are excellent store of energy and form batteries between watery environment, such as between a cell and its surrounding. What they are saying? Read this and explain me what they are saying here.
Okay, fats which are solid at room temperature and oils which are liquid at room temperature are insoluble in water. As a result, they are excellent stores of energy and form of barriers between water environment, such as between a cell and its surroundings.
Hmm. What does it mean?
Okay, so it's basically like what's it called? Telling us that fats are solid at room temperature,
Hmm.
like butter, and like oils are liquid at room temperature. But what's it called? Like both of them do not mix with water
Hmm.
because like they are insoluble. They
Yes.
can't mix with water.
Because
And what's it called?
water is polar in nature. It has poles, while
Yeah,
the fats and oils are non-polar. That's
yeah,
why they cannot be dissolved in water.
yeah. Also, it's just like when they can like store a lot of energy.
Yes. We have discussed that
Mm.
fats, in the form of fats, we store energy for a longer period of
Yes.
time. Yes. And also, this is a barrier between the water environment. You remember we have discussed that the composition of the cell membrane. Cell membrane is made up of lipid bilayer, if you remember, the two layers of the
Yeah,
lipid.
yeah.
So, what is the purpose of cell membrane? Cell membrane protects the inner content of the cell from the outer environment, right?
Yes.
So, what will happen when there will be a cell membrane?
Like it will protect the stuff that's coming in and out.
Yes, exactly. Okay, now they have mentioned about the proteins as well, but there is for this protein discussion, let's start from the file. There is a file. Wait a minute. Okay. So we have discussed the autotrophs, heterotrophs, okay, right? Then carbohydrates. Now there is about they have mentioned about the fats. Okay, remember this thing just like we have discussed that carbohydrates have carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen, right? You remember carbohydrates C6H12O6
Yes.
glucose. Similarly, in fats, these things are there. We have I show you a picture of the saturated fatty acid and unsaturated fatty acid. In that there was carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, right? So these things are present in the
Yes.
fats as well. Fats occur in both plants and animal foods. Okay, and the difference they have mentioned that fats are solid while oil are liquid. Generally, these fats we say this terminology for lipids. Okay, but if we categorize lipids into two categories, then we can say that there are two types of fats, lipids. One is fats and the other one is oils. Right?
Mm, mm,
Okay, fats also give us energy. They also provide insulation in humans and other mammals and are energy stores. Right?
mhm.
You get this? That fats also give us
Yeah.
energy. They also provide us
Yes.
insulation. How they provide us insulation?
Maybe because of like the energy that like they store.
Yes, and they can trap heat inside our body. Fats trap heat
Yeah.
inside our body, and that's why the fatty people, more fatty people, they don't feel much cold, and in summer
Mm-hmm.
they feel much hotter environment because the fatty layer, it tried to trap the heat in them. Okay, whatever the heat in them is not evaporated. So this is the function of the fats. They provide insulation to the humans and other mammals and our energy stores, right?
Yeah.
Okay, what about proteins? But you know something
Protein.
about proteins, like the gym, we have discussed why gym instructor give the
Yeah.
protein food,
uh,
proteinaceous food.
Yeah. Yeah. Protein like builds up muscles and like tissues, and what's it called? They're like found in like most most
Huh?
like most
Hmm.
protein is found in like white eggs.
Yes, egg white. Egg white
Yeah, egg
has
white.
the albumin protein. You know albumin. That is known as albumin
Yeah.
protein, and that is the purest form of protein. Okay. Proteins contain carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, as well as they also contain nitrogen and sulfur. So
Yeah.
up till now, we know that carbohydrates and lipids, they both have what? Carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen, right?
Oxygen.
In lipids
Yeah.
and carbohydrates. But in proteins, there are additional elements as well. There is nitrogen, there is sulfur as well, right?
Yeah.
So the proteins are found in milk, eggs, meat, and fish, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
What are the things? Carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, and
Carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen, and nitrogen, and sulfur.
sulfur. Yes. Okay, they have mentioned that proteins are needed for the growth and bodybuilding, right? Muscles and skin, and
Yeah.
they are also used to make the enzymes. Clear?
Yes.
Okay, now components of the diet. Yeah, this was about the proteins. They have mentioned that proteins are needed for growth and bodybuilding, muscle and skin, and they are also used to make the enzymes. You know what is the function of enzymes?
It's to break down like chemical reactions that's happen like quicker, make like the chemical reactions that's happening in your body quicker.
Yes, yes, exactly. Okay, and there are components of our diet. Other can what can be other components of our diet?
Fats, okay, like carbohydrates.
No, other carbohydrates, proteins, and lipids are they are mandatory things. What else can be there in the food in our diet?
Yeah.
Which should we take?
Um, like like I'm not sure.
These like minerals. You need minerals. You need vitamins,
Yes, yes.
right? Our body needs
Yeah.
these things.
Mm-hmm.
So mineral contains certain element essential for the proper functioning of our body, right?
Yeah.
Okay, now they have mentioned about the calcium. This is one of the minerals. Okay, calcium is one of the minerals. You cannot say that calcium is a carbohydrate, protein, or a lipid. Okay, it doesn't fall
Mm-hmm.
in any category. What is calcium? It is needed for hardening our bones and teeth. You know that we say that
Yes.
calcium is very important for your bones, for our teeth. Doctors say that to the kids that they should intake more milk because in milk there is calcium. Okay, milk provides us calcium. That's why the infants,
Yeah.
the small babies, they rely on just milk. You know why?
What?
Because their bones are very soft. When a baby is
Mm-hmm.
born, their bones are very
Yeah.
soft. They need more calcium and with age their bones will become stiff, right? Their whole bones will become stiff
Yeah.
and hard, and they will get a proper skeleton. So for that, calcium is needed, and for that purpose, they take milk. Okay, and their body can only
Mm.
digest milk. Okay, at that stage, because they are very small, their stomach is not that much complex. Okay, that's why the small babies, like of the till the age of 2 years, they rely on mother feed and the other type of milk. Okay, mostly till 6 months they don't take any other food, they just rely on a mother feed, because they need
Mm-hmm.
calcium, right? Okay, now they have mentioned
Yeah.
that calcium occur in food such as milk, cheese and fish, and the deficiency
Yeah.
results in what? Rickets. This is a disease.
Yeah.
This I can show you the rickets. This is very dangerous disease. Not good.
Rickets. Yeah, rickets. I think it's like bone deficiency.
Yeah, yeah, they just like this. They have molded bones like this. This one, this kid, if you see this.
Yeah.
So he cannot stand properly. So this is
Mm-hmm.
known as rickets, right? And this
Yes.
when this happens due to deficiency of calcium, okay, and due to deficiency of vitamin D as well. So that's why doctor suggests to
Mm-hmm.
take the calcium. Okay. Yeah, this they have shown. Ricket is the softening of the bones. You see bones are bent on these sides.
Yes.
In children due to deficiency or impaired metabolism of vitamin D, magnesium, phosphorus, or calcium, potentially leading to fracture and deformity. Ricket is among the most frequent childhood disease in many developing countries. Why they have mentioned that this is a frequent disease in developing countries?
Because like some people don't have food or
Yes,
vitamin D.
yes. In developing countries, they lack the calcium. Okay, they lack most of the minerals. They lack most of the food. That's why their bones are weak, and that's why they have this disease. Then there is iron. What is the purpose of iron?
The purpose of iron is to present in hemoglobin.
Yeah, it is basically it is present in hemoglobin, and hemoglobin is the red pigment which carries the
Yes.
blood, okay, which carries the oxygen in it and provide it to the blood. Okay, so if we are intaking oxygen, there is oxygen will be used for cellular respiration, right? As well as it has to be in our blood. Oxygen has to be in our blood. So what will be done?
So
Hmm?
like you have to like what's it called? Like eat like number of foods like
No, no.
to
If
make it
you
like
are breathing, if you are breathing in oxygen, I'm saying
yeah.
what will happen next when we breathe in oxygen?
If you breathe like you will take
There will be intake of
like
oxygen.
the
Yes.
yeah
Then
like
what
the
will
red
happen?
pigments. I'm not sure.
Then this oxygen will be combined with the hemoglobin. Okay. And
Oh,
hemoglobin, this
okay.
hemoglobin. Okay. And this hemoglobin
Yeah,
is made up of iron,
the
right?
red. Yeah.
Yeah. This red pigment is hemoglobin. Okay. They are saying red pigment to hemoglobin. So basically,
Oh, okay.
oxygen will combine to the hemoglobin. And hemoglobin is
Mm-hmm.
made up of iron. So if there is deficiency of
Yes.
iron, what will happen? Hemoglobin
There
will
won't be
not,
like
yeah, it will
yeah.
not carry oxygen. And there will be disease of the oxygen deficiency. The anemia. Anemia is a disease.
Yes.
And how can you get iron? You can get occurs in a number of food, especially liver and kidneys.
Mm-hmm.
If we are intaking the liver of the goat or any other animal, then we can have sufficient iron. Okay, so that's why people
Yes.
they on Qurbani they intake the liver and kidneys.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, this anemia Can you read this?
Yeah, anemia is a decrease in the number of red blood cells in the blood, meaning that less oxygen can be carried by the blood to various organs and tissues. The main symptoms are tiredness and lethargy.
Lethargy. Lethargy means slow down, and you don't like to do anything. You just want to be on couch, and you are very lazy. This is laziness is known as lethargy. So anemia is
Mhm.
what? It is the decrease of number of red blood cells in the blood. Okay, obviously, when you are deficient in iron, what will happen? There will be the no hemoglobin will be there. Okay, less hemoglobin will be there, and less oxygen will be binded. So there will be a deficiency, meaning that less oxygen can
Yeah.
be carried by the blood to various organs and tissues. The main symptoms are tiredness. Okay, you feel tired and you feel lethargic in the deficiency of
Hmm.
anemia. You get this?
Yes.
Okay. Now, in components of our diet, the vitamins are also very, very, very much important. Although, we take vitamins in very small quantity, like in trace quantity, minute quantity. But even though we are taking them in a very trace amount, they are very necessary. We cannot ignore them. Okay. Because
Mhm.
otherwise, if you don't
Yeah.
intake vitamins, there can be complications. Read from here what they have mentioned.
Yeah. Okay. Vitamins, a collection of organic substances needed in a small quantity in the body. Their overall functions is to help control the chemical reaction taking place in the body.
Yes. So what they are saying? What is the function of
So
vitamin?
to help the chemical reactions into like taking place in the body.
Yes, exactly. Vitamin A. This is important for our eyes. Okay. And it helps our eye surface. Okay. Like how it help our eye surface. When there is dust outside, there is dust, there can be storm, right? So why don't those sand particles make our eyes dirty? Why can't they do that? Even though these sand particles can stick on our skin, right? They can be
Yeah.
in our hairs as well. Our clothes will be dirty. But what about our eyes? Why they cannot enter in our eyes? Why they cannot make our eyes brown with the dirt, all the storm or dust
uh
particles?
Maybe because of the vitamin A, it's like
Yes,
helps the
yes.
surface.
It protect the eye surface. Okay, it will protect the eye surface, and
Yes.
that's why you will not feel such like anything in your eyes. If anything goes, then you feel so much. There is what we can say. We rub our eyes to make that thing come out, right? If something accidentally enters in our eyes. So eyes are not
Yeah.
sensitive for these things. They are insensitive. That's why you cannot put anything in the eyes. Okay. So
Mhm.
from here we can get